wedding day just as they were as we were getting to know each other. Tanya, all smiles. Jose, absolutely focused. This bodes well. It's a good mix here. In fact, if you think back to, if you're of the Sesame Street generation, you may remember each episode was brought by a number. Brought to you by the letter or the number. It would seem from the outset, a day like today is brought by the number 2. Each of them are twins. Not to each other, thank goodness. Twins to... Sorry. They come from sets of twins. We have before us, they are here, a beautiful couple. We see the 2 families unite. Everything would seem to suggest that today is brought to you by the number 2, so to speak. And we wouldn't be entirely wrong if we thought of marriage as 2 sides even of a coin. Just as on a coin you have the image on both sides, 2 images, we could say that today they are being forged into a coin with 2 sides. All these things would be absolutely true if this were simply a marriage. But by the fact that they have chosen, this couple has gone through all the rigmarole of getting married in the Catholic Church, this is more than the union of 2. This is more than 2 sides of the same coin. This is in fact today brought to you by the number 1. If we listen carefully to the prayers, up until the point this couple is married, we will hear them referred to as separate. The moment they are married, when they exchange those vows, the prayers switch, now praying with an emphasis on the word unity, because the 2 become 1. As we heard in that first reading from Genesis, way back when, the 2 become 1, and we cannot separate it. Now, we heard also in that first reading about being made in the image of God. We can understand this. We can understand that we all have a share in God's nature. We can even recognize this, whatever our belief, we recognize there's something more to us than simply flesh. But to be married in front of God's altar means you are not even 2 sides of the same coin, but you are completely fused and united with Christ. So it's not the coin, but another thing all entirely, the icon. What is an icon? On the one hand, it looks like a portrait. It's a religious portrait. You may see it of your favorite saint. It just looks like a painting. But in the understanding of the church, an icon is a window. You see the saint. You see the image of the holy person. But through it, you are brought into the presence of Christ. Every Catholic wedding, and today is no exception, makes the bold claim that this couple is not only going to be simply living in the same house, united to one another in love, they are going to become an icon of Christ. So that when we look at this couple, we will see with our earthly eyes absolutely Tanya and Jose and Tanya. And they go through life, they love each other well. We may even say they're so similar, they're so united. But through the eyes of faith, we will see their love and recognize immediately the love of Christ. What does that mean, the love of Christ? What does it mean to look through the icon into heavenly realities? How has Christ loved us? He has loved us absolutely through the generous outpouring that led to our creation.